I'm David Volk, a voice of the resistance, albeit a strange and funny one. Today, I go into the way back machine for the post, my shocking discovery at the start of swim season. I'm child blind. Now that the number of days of school left are declining rapidly and early summer swim practices have begun, it's the time once again to begin girding my loins for swim team season. As with every year, I start out this season by asking how the hell one girds one's loins anyway. Does it call for a loincloth? Does it involve girders? Netflix and chill? Rather than look it up in the dictionary and answer the question once and for all, I instead get up, put on my big boy pants, and accept that I will once again be spending several nights a week sitting poolside, cheering on my kids as they participate in so-called events 12, 13, 24, 35, 38, 43, 70, and 71. Out of 76 events. That, by the way, is individual races to you and me. That essentially translates to experiencing a minute of excited screaming and yelling their names 8 times over the next, 4 hours or so? It may not be great for someone who is looking for a sport that provides loads of stimulation every second of every minute, but it does give me a chance to catch up on my writing. It also gives me lots and lots of time to think, observe the human condition, and get in touch with myself. Which is how I discovered that I've been suffering from an illness that I didn't even know existed. It turns out I have child blindness, and I've had it for years. I've just been too oblivious to notice. It sets in every year around this time when talk turns to my kids' old swim team friends like Finn, Jack, Sadie, Lily, Jane, Truman, Frank, and countless others. And then my wife will chime in and talk about Sarah, Klaus, Yvonne, Virgil, Chris, and other pool parents. Then the fun begins as my family members notice the blank, uncomprehending look on my face. So they'll try to give everyone context. When my wife mentions Finn, for example, she'll say, Meredith's son. Or my daughter will explain, it's Tiffany's dad. And then, of course, I will dutifully nod now that I've been given an explanation of their place in the universe. There's just one problem. I have no idea who in the hell any of these people are. At least in relation to each other. Yes, I am aware of a child named Finn, but I really have no idea who his mother is. I'm willing to bet it's someone whose name I know. I just don't know her last name. Or I know her last name, but I don't know her kid's last name. Or their last names could be completely different, and apparently I'm just supposed to know this even though no one ever informed me of this fact at all. It's kind of like that book, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for His Hat. Only I'm not confusing people with inanimate objects. It's just that there are so many kids at the pool during a swim meet that I don't know who belongs to whom. And sometimes the child is there with a youngish grandparent who looks like they could be a parent, an old-looking parent who couldn't possibly have toddlers, or even a cousin or babysitter who looks like a sibling. And so I'll remember that person instead of their actual parent if I'm lucky. And then I'll be confused about who the parent is. Add to that all the cheering and yelling and swim meets, and it's not surprising there are times when I don't hear their names right. Volunteering at the concession stand sometimes helps. Then my wife will introduce me to a parent and she will tell me who their kids are, but they are downstairs competing, so I won't really have a face to go with the name. Or one of the kids will get in line and I'll hear people mention their name and yell they aren't moving fast enough. But then so many people will set upon the food table that it blurs into a sea of faces, including parents and kids from the competing team. So that when I greet someone I know, it turns out that not only aren't they members of our pool, I don't really know them after all. The good news is that the brain fog only lasts about 3 months each year until the pool closes for the season, and I usually survive by keeping my nose buried in the journal I'm writing in. On the odd occasions when I'm put on the spot, I can usually get out of the awkward situation by not using the person's name. You'd be surprised at how useful the phrases, "How are you?" "What's going on with you guys?" and even the Seinfeld-esque, "Oh, you," with a sly look on your face works. The bad news is that I will inevitably run into some of these people during the off-season and will recognize them, but won't remember where I know them from. Are they someone from my kid's school? Do I know them from synagogue? Are they from a pool family? Are they someone I helped out at work? So if they see me notice them, I'll have to say hello to them, but I won't be quite sure what to talk about. Or I'll grunt an acknowledgement and hope they won't think I'm rude. Rude. Let's face it, I'm screwed. Of course, this could be the year that finally, I memorize all their names and faces and fully recover from my child blindness. But I wouldn't count on it. from a man who's wondering, what's your name again? I've been David Volk, a voice of the resistance, albeit a strange and confused one.